Hey everyone, Rob from Southgate Media Group here. Before we get started with this podcast, we have a quick message. If this is your first time checking out the show, we love that you found us and we really hope you enjoy it. What we have to say is for the subscribers. If you enjoy our shows, would you please donate to help keep these going? We don't want to have to put traditional ads on these shows, but this does cost money. So we really do rely heavily on donations. To make a donation to the show, please go to our website, www.southgatemediagroup.com. Go to the page for the show, and in the upper right-hand corner is a donate button. It takes you right to PayPal, and you can donate whatever amount you want. Thanks a lot for listening, everybody. And now, on with the show.
Welcome back to the Winchester Report, a Southgate Media Group podcast dedicated to all things supernatural on the CW related stuff. I am Lilith, and joining me is
Jennie.
She remembered. Up for discussion today is episode 1106, Our Little World. It was directed by John F. Showalter and written by Robert Burns. And the synopsis is Sam and Dean make the decision to kill Amara. Meanwhile, Castiel tracks down Metatron in hopes of gaining any new information on the darkness. And he found it, and now I'm worried.
Yeah, so first off, God had a sister?
Right? This is all new, made up lore. So now I don't have anything to pull from, and I'm nervous as hell.
Yeah. And this is implying that God had parents.
I don't know what's going on. My little brain that knows all the biblical trivia is blown. I'm just gonna roll with it.
Yeah.
So,
what if God does have parents?
Maybe we're a science project? Hope you got at least a B+ on it.
Yeah.
It still was like a really slow episode where not a lot happened. And we even had a B story and a C story, kind of, sort of. So, no, literally, because Castiel was back. So,
yeah,
we got the boys running around making the decision that they're definitely going to kill Amara. And I'm like, you guys don't even know how. Can she even be killed? Are you just going to lock her away where Guy locked her away? Winchester plans, man.
absolute. Normally I would not say this about the Winchesters, but absolute bonehead move.
Well, no, I say it a lot because, let's be real. This is only episode 6 in a 23-episode season, and we're not even at the mid-season finale. So I don't even know what I was expecting, especially like last week, like the week before last. It was like, oh, yeah, we're finally on a roll, and now it's kind of pittered out, and we're kind of just stalling, and I was just really bored.
Yeah, I was bored for like the middle of the episode too. It was like the end of it.
Yes!
Yeah, this has significance.
Lots of it. But so yeah, we were just basically treading water till we got to these little discoveries. Amara's being a brat, and honestly, I feel like she's manipulating Crowley, and at least he kind of acknowledged it. And, Sam and Castiel even had, like, at the end of this episode, had, like, a little silent conversation about Dean, and I was just like, oh my god, really? Usually it's Sam and Dean having silent conversations about Cass.
Yeah, I don't think this has happened since last season when they actually had a reason for it.
Exactly. So, I don't know. It's weird. We got a lot of bombshells. I want to talk about, I don't know. I know the fandom, like, hates Metatron, and I totally hate him. I'm not even that big of a fan of Curtis, if I'm going to be honest. All I ever see is Booger from that movie, and then also the Steve's best friend from like American Dad. That's like all I ever see anytime like I hear his voice. So like it just takes me out of the moment every single time. You know, nothing against the actors, it's just what happens. So I just get a little frustrated.
Yeah, and why didn't you kill Metatron?
Because he's a pathetic human being that should off himself, honestly. I think that would be most satisfying for me, honestly. He just couldn't cut it as a human, and he just has to end it all. Do you really want more blood on Cass's hands?
I just want Metatron to die.
As does most of the fandom. I feel like nobody's safe well, except for, you know, the boys, obviously. But I feel like even Crowley's not safe at this point. I feel like Amara's going to eat him by the end of the season.
Yeah, that would be cool.
I mean, I love Mark, but Crowley's had his run.
But then who's going to be the king of hell?
Sam!
But Sam isn't dying anytime soon.
It'll be like Charmed when Phoebe was married to the source of all evil and they're trying to play both sides. It could be awesome.
Or the cage is open. Maybe Lucifer will take his throne back.
Yes, Mark Pellegrino's a little busy on like 2 shows, I think. Only one of them I watch, which is Quantico. But yeah, I mean, I love Mark Pellegrino, so he's welcome back anytime, and if that's the case, here for it. Yeah, because we did get a glimpse of the cage, right? Like, no doubts about it. It wasn't just regular hell. It was the cage. Poor Sam.
And there was a cage, and there was like a hand coming out of it.
Whose hand is it? Is it Adam's hand? It better be Adam's hand.
I'm guessing it's Michael's hand.
Well, yeah, same difference. But which Michael? Is it going to be Matt Cohen or is it going to be Adam? It's probably going to be Matt Cohen because I'm pretty sure Jake's a little busy. Unfortunately. Okay, so yeah, I mean, like I said, it was 3 stories, but still, it didn't feel like much happened to the end, so like...
And Amara learned about memes and Tumblr.
I hate to break it to people, but the internet is more than cats and memes. Only slightly, but there is a little bit more to it.
Yes, there is actually a lot more.
Nah, nothing worth talking about. Just math and science stuff. Boo.
YouTube.
Which is all like PewDiePie and cat stuff. And yeah. Anyway.
There's actually some really cool stuff on YouTube. My favorite YouTuber is Ashley Mardell. You guys should all tweet me what your favorite YouTuber is.
Matthew Santoro. Anyway. What's up, Santoro Army? Yeah. So, I mean, Amara, like, that was crazy. Like, so, what does this mean? She's out and about on the loose. Even Crowley can't rein her in right now. So, what do you think she's going to be up to?
Eating people?
I mean, there has to be more to her than that.
Browsing the internet?
Like, I'm excited for Amara, but she just feels so one-dimensional. Like, I'm putting all my hopes and dreams on this poor little character, and they're just gonna get crushed under the weight of it all. I don't know. It's weird. So she's, like, preying on people who have bad parents. God, what is it with Supernatural and almost any genre show with parent issues? Like, I just don't get it.
Yes, call me when you think of a drama show that does not have some sort of parental issues with any of the main characters. And before you say Scorpion, Happy Quinn.
It's like just non-existent, and I'm just kind of over it. But then it's like, then we have like that little biblical twist, and so I'm just like, oh Lord, help us all. Like, I just can't with this. Like, and like, how? Okay, I was just hoping, like, okay, we were talking about this right before we started recording. I was totally vibing Dean and Amara, but then I go, wait, is that body 18 yet? So
Well, it's late teenage years, so I'm guessing it's somewhere around that age.
I hope, like, even 17, and I'm just like, nope, doesn't work for me. So I'm just like, oh, I want to enjoy this, but they never give me any cues, so I don't know if I should enjoy this. But they definitely have chemistry, which is, I don't know. It's weird and creepy, but just kind of a testament to Jensen Ackles' acting, I guess. I mean, he has chemistry with wallpaper, so.
Wallpaper.
Yeah, don't forget to vote for Jensen Ackles for People Choice Award. I mean, Misha's won an individual, and Jared's won an individual. It's time to give Jensen a trophy, an individual trophy. Sorry, off soapbox. Back to the episode. I don't know. There's not really, like I said, there's not much that really happened. They found Amara. We all knew Dean wasn't gonna be able to kill her. Can she even be killed? She's technically not a demon, so really, would Ruby's knife even work?
No, if she's God's sister, I'm guessing Michael's angel blade.
Wait, does that mean you can kill God with an angel blade then? That doesn't seem right. Why would God create a weapon that could destroy him? So.
Because he's an all-powerful being and he can.
Okay. I don't know. I don't know what we're going to do with Amara. This is starting to have all kind of traces of Eve, and I'm getting really nervous is all that I'm saying. They're hyping it up, and they're forgetting to fill in the backstory. Like, it's just, the revelation kind of was like, what? But it felt flat, and it doesn't make sense to me at this point. So I'm just like, I don't know. I'm just hoping for more in the coming next, 3 episodes? 3 episodes before the mid-season finale.
No, hiatus.
I know. Oh my god, I don't even know what I'm gonna do with myself. I'm probably gonna get caught up on all the spoilers.
Yeah, and we're probably gonna do a memorial episode for Charlie because that needs to happen.
Okay, I'm cool with that. I never did get to do my Bobby Singer, so maybe we could just do like episode about favorite characters.
Yeah, like we should probably do the memorial episodes over hiatus.
Yeah, that sounds fun. If you guys like that idea, please be sure to send your email and your suggestions to thewinchesterreport@gmail.com. Oh, I'm getting so good at this. It's almost a drinking game. And by drinking, I mean chocolate milk, of course. Or strawberry milk, or regular milk, or soy milk. Whatever dairy or non-dairy drink you prefer. Anyway.
Yeah, that's what I'd have to drink, you, however, are an adult.
I'm keeping it PG. Oh, so let's think. What else happened? Okay, like, have you ever, I know Nightcrawler was rated R, but it was a pretty tame movie with Jake Gyllenhaal, which is basically what Metatron was an allusion to, what he was doing. That's like a real profession that people have. I was just like, wait, what? So awkward.
That's a profession?
Yeah, people go and they independently contract people to go around and shoot news footage for them. The more titillating and salacious, the better. So yeah, that's a thing. That's a real life thing. Rather repossess cars for a living, but whatever. So yeah, I think that's the only really noteworthy thing outside of the revelation. But can we even believe Metatron at this point?
No, not really. I mean, he's probably just saying what people want to hear to save his own skin.
See, that's another thing where I'm just like, okay, that's a big bombshell, but it's probably not true. It's probably God's daughter or freaking his first son or some stupid, or his mother or something. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's probably not his sister. It's probably a lot more to it. And I just kept thinking, damn it, where's Rowena at? Like, it's bad in an episode where you're just like, I want the other villain.
Yeah.
Ugh. So they got the demon tablet at least after like how many seasons after they lost it?
I think the last time we saw it was season 8 or 9, so
yeah,
not too long.
No, that's a chunk to be missing something. I'm just saying. So yeah, that happened too.
Yeah, you hid it under your mattress.
Like, First place you look. Like, at least put it in the freezer or the oven. No, actually, you wouldn't find anything in my oven but bills and important papers. Because if a fire...
You hide your important papers in your oven?
Yeah, I don't cook much. I mean, I do. I use a slow cooker. It's better for you. Get all the grease and fat out. But anywho, yeah, so it was just weird. I'm just like, okay, we got to get through this to get to the next step. I get it, but I was just a little bummed out. That's all. Even the lackeys were kind of vanilla and ho-hum. Like the one demon who's like, hey, yeah, just let me smoke out of here. And I love how they were like, hey, maybe we can save the meat suit. And I'm like, we're saving people again. Oh, but not really.
Because he's already dead.
Yeah.
So let's just kill him again.
Exactly. So it was just like, oh, that's... I feel like they're trying to make that a thing because the fandom has made it a thing again, rightfully so. The boys feel more like anti-heroes at times instead of just straight up heroes. And almost any other show, I would be okay with that. But I don't know. It's just feels like it's been a really long time since the boys have actually been like heroic on like a human level instead of dealing with all this like grand scale evil stuff. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean.
So it's just like, oh, that was a nice thought. Too bad they couldn't follow through on it. I'm glad that Cass got out of the bunker, though.
Yeah, he's been binge watching Netflix for how many episodes?
And now he moved on to Jennie Jones. And I go, Jennie Jones hasn't been a thing since like the late 90s. You couldn't get Maury Povich footage? Really? We're talking about baby daddy and you can't get the king of baby daddy DNA test shows? Ugh. Just, ugh. I don't even know. But anyway, there was some good music in this episode. Did you know what the song was playing at the closing montage?
No, but then again, I normally never do.
It was it? Oh, it was Girl, You'll Be a Woman Soon by Urge Overkill. And I just go, wow, that was a little too on the nose.
I've never heard of that band.
Oh. I feel like that the actual ending montage was like either a shout out to like Limitless or like Lucy or something like that. I feel like in one of those movies where the good guy's walking away. No, it couldn't have been Lucy because she dissolved into a stupid USB drive. Ooh, spoiler alert. Sorry. Yeah. So it must have been like Limitless or something like that. So yeah, I just felt like it was like a shout out to a movie that I can't think of. But if you know what movie I'm thinking of, please do send an email or tweet me or leave it on the Facebook because I'm having brain farts. So the asylum was fun.
Yeah.
I like that they're reminding us that Dean and Crowley actually did have a bromance and that we're supposed to remember that and not pretend like it didn't happen.
Yeah. Sam. Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot about you and Crowley's summer of love.
Just like, yeah, I was trying to forget too. Thanks, Sam. And that motel wallpaper. Are you serious? Didn't it remind you of changing channels a little bit?
Yes. Is that the same hotel room?
Oh my God, what if it was? Because they are trying to really give off season 5 vibes. So I wouldn't be surprised if it was. Oh, did you know that Eric Kripke's on Twitter now?
Okay, excuse me for 2 minutes while I follow him.
He doesn't have that many followers just yet. It shocked the hell out of me. And he's working on a new TV show.
What could he possibly be working on?
A time travel TV show.
And that was what he could possibly be working on that's better than Supernatural.
I wouldn't say better, just different. I mean, I know Revolution had its fans. I watched 3 episodes and said it wasn't for me, but it was still really, I like the interesting concept behind it. He comes up with really interesting stuff all the time. And he was basically tweeting about like the inspiration for Supernatural. I like that he's really excited about Twitter because a lot of creators are just kind of like ho-hum corporate very close to the vest and stuff. But he just seems really excited to be on Twitter and about his new show. So you guys should totally go follow him. I believe it's Kripke for real, or Real Kripke.
The Real Kripke.
Yeah, there you go.
I know. His profile picture is hilarious.
Yes. I think he's gonna fit in on Twitter just fine.
Yeah.
So what else? So at least the boys were together at the end. I just want to see them all work a case together again, like a real case, just the three of them, no interruptions. Like I don't know. It feels weird having all these separate storylines. And yet nothing happens. What'd you say?
Should this case have no Amara?
It could have, honestly. They could have just they didn't have to confront Amara right when they did. They could have basically just found out that Crowley still had her indeed, and that, he's trying to be a surrogate father to her and whatnot. So, I mean, they could have just found that out like that. Like, sure, they were thinking it, but just to have the confirmation, and they go, okay, Crowley's up to something. Let's formulate a better plan instead of, fools rush right in, aka the classic Winchester plan.
Yeah. Speaking of Crowley being a dad, he was reading a parenting book under.
Yes, his soul reports.
Yeah, that's what I do with my phone in math class because I hate math.
But
I'm sorry.
Math. Math is the universal language.
Pythagorean theorem is boring. I'm sorry.
Geometry is fun. You take that back. Geometry's the best. It's about logic and arguing your point even when you're wrong. It was my favorite math class next to calc. But anyway. Yeah, hell is really boring, right? It's like the DMV, basically.
Everybody goes there eventually, but no one wants to.
I hope I don't have to go to hell eventually. Maybe just a quick detour, pull a Winchester. Go, this waiting in line for eternity. Not for me. Anyway, I like that Crowley actually is ready to kill Dean, because I was really over the buddy situation that they had. It kind of makes Crowley less scary, and I like when Crowley is scary.
Yeah, and then Amara was just like, I'm ready to kill you both.
I like her explanation about why she's attracted to Dean, not obviously because he has Jensen Ackles' face.
Yeah, that's kind of why I'm attracted to Dean. Even though I have a boyfriend. And Carson, I'm sorry if you heard that. I love you more. I love you more than any of those actors or actresses.
That's always good. So yeah, I like that explanation. But I just don't know what we're getting at. It's like, if Dean can't bring himself to kill Amara, and Amara doesn't kind of sort of want to kill Dean, then what are we doing? I mean, is she going to go find God? Are we playing Final Fantasy at this point?
I mean, besides, awkward tension that shouldn't be there because she still looks 16.
Yes. I was just like, are you going to really just touch his face like that? And wow. Okay. So uncomfortable. Yes. I was like, I'm here for it, but I don't know if I should legally be here for it. Thank you, Supernatural. Yet another scene ruined.
And yet another failure.
Oh, man. They really need more chicks in that writer's room.
Yes, they do.
That's pretty much all that there is to talk about. I'm really trying to drag this out, so I'm just gonna get into the review, I guess. Unless you want to bring up anything.
No, wait a minute. Yeah, my mom actually told me to bring up something. Have you ever thought about the fact that in all of these seasons since season 4, when they started looking for God, they have never mentioned Jesus?
No, they did. They did. It was a conversation between Michael and Lucifer.
Yeah,
they didn't mention him by name. They just said the baby that broke up the band, basically. But yeah, they have mentioned him once. Exactly once.
Yeah, I told my mom they've probably mentioned him once.
Yes, just once. And it was very, very heavily veiled. So,
Yeah, and
Supernatural has gotten into trouble with their various depictions of religions, and so I think it is kind of smart for them to kind of like, because at times it can really feel like if you are a Christian, this show is just it's kind of weird, like especially since season 4 with their mythology and stuff. It's just like you got to tread lightly, I guess, and I think that they've learned that, and I'm thankful for it.
And throughout all of this time that they've been looking for God, they've never thought to look for.
Oh.
Yes.
I mean, who even knows what he's doing? I mean, they did kind of almost end the world, which is like technically like the second coming,
and they also had the apocalypse without Jesus.
Yeah. So maybe it's like Dogma and he's in a coma, a medical coma. Oh God, I don't want this show to be like Final Fantasy or Dogma. That's like literally the only 2 ways we can go at this point, and I don't like either of these options. So, do you think we're actually gonna find God, or is that like a series finale situation where God just kind of sits him down and pats him on the head and says, "Good job," and then it's like fades to black?
Yeah, probably season
562
series finale.
Yeah, series finale. So like 8,
Wait a
10,
minute,
20, 30 years from now.
And then it goes to their kids.
Exactly.
And then in the series finale, they find God too, and then so on, so forth.
I don't know. I don't know what's going on. I'm really like nervous now, and I like the reactions that soulless people have. It's so unpredictable. Some people could just be super chill with it. Other people are bloodlusty. But Amara is like really preying on like I don't know, like the people on the periphery of like the normal society. Like there's, the disenfranchised kid who hates their parents. It's that weird creepy guy nobody really likes that collects the weird serial killer stuff. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't know. I wonder what would happen if she sucked Dean's soul. Is there really anything left besides freaking hamburgers and pie and love for them, Paula?
And Sam. Love for Sam, too.
And Cass, of course, yes. So yeah, I don't know.
I'm not sure what kind of love is in there for Cass.
I definitely think he loves him. Like,
yes, but I'm not sure what kind of love is in
love
there.
is love, doesn't matter. I'm not gonna touch that with a 10-foot pole.
I will.
I don't know. Like I said, I was bored this episode. If you guys weren't bored, tell me what got you really excited. Like, I was excited to have Misha back. Like, I don't even know what he was doing for those 2. Like it's weird that he's a series regular, but like just often enough he's just like left out. But at least they gave us forethought, though. Like, I remember times he would just disappear. He's off doing cast stuff. Who knows?
Yeah.
At least they made an effort. So yeah. So I guess we can get into the review now. Who was your favorite character this episode?
Amara.
This is a toughie for me. I like Crowley because he's so bored with being the king of hell, and he's like really putting everything he has into quote unquote raising Amara. Like, I don't know. It's just something really endearing and weird and quirky about that. I feel like his human side is showing again or something. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. And Crowley, didn't you already have a son?
He
You already
hated
had
him,
a chance.
though. Girls are different. Girls change their daddies. They really do. It's a completely different dynamic. Do you not notice that with you and your dad and you and your dad's and your brother?
No, I don't really notice it with my dad.
Okay, moving right along. Favorite scene.
Like that one toward the end where like Amara and Dean are just talking, and I see the chemistry, and I'm like, is it wrong that I ship this? Is it legal to ship this? Is it legal for them to get together?
Exactly. I think my favorite scene is the glimpse of the cage. I'm just like, okay, keep teasing me, but you're gonna have to come through on that. It's interesting. There's a lot of theories. It's like, but they've already kind of told us that certain people would be back, but not in what capacity. I think that it would be disingenuous of them to just bring them back for an episode. I feel like this is at least a 4-episode arc kind of thing to resolve whatever the hell's going on. So
Yeah.
that has
I
the most
think-
potential, which is why I like it.
I think that they might just have Lucifer take another vessel.
Boo! It's Nick or nobody. Oh, so yeah. Did you notice any lines that stuck out to you this week? I'm just gonna ask until you finally give me one. I mean, you actually did pull like 2 quotes, so I'm proud of you.
No, I was really more as like a scene. It was really more of like really good scenes and really good lines, like Crowley reading the parenting book under the soul quota.
Yes. I think my favorite line is turn to the graph at the bottom of 27 and you'll see a nearly 40% decrease in soul collections in the Pacific Northwest in the past 3 years. An unexpected consequence of legalized marijuana? Question mark. Some analysts think so. Others not so sure. And I'm like...
Do you think someone sold their soul to legalize marijuana?
No. I definitely don't think that. It would be cool if that was like a thing in Supernatural. Like they find
Like
a guy.
To legalize marijuana.
No, what? Now if weed becomes legal like all over the United States, somebody definitely sold their soul in real life for that to happen. So yeah. And then also,
Oh, kids don't do drugs.
yes, crack is whack and there's no hope if you use dope. There we go. Let's see. Oh, Metatron. The truth will make the Bible thumpers' heads explode. I mean, they want their God to be a finger-snapping, all-powerful creator. They want magic. Mary Poppins. But what he did, creation, that took work. Took sacrifice. In order to create the world, God had to give up the only thing he'd ever known. He had to sacrifice his only kin. The darkness? His sister. Or his mother. Or his wife. Just another woman in a refrigerator, really. Anyway, yeah, I like that line. It had my head spinning. I'm interested to see where it goes from there. Favorite moment. Do you have any moments?
It would probably have to be the moments where Crowley was actually like being a parent.
Yes. Oh, my favorite moment is Bratty Amara, where he's like, I brought you something to eat. And she's like, I'm not hungry. Even though she was probably starving. Ooh, so about that grade?
This one I'd probably actually have to give a 9, which is
Really?
yeah, because I'm judging it based on like filler standards. Because until the last 10 minutes, that's what this was.
Yeah. Maybe even 5. This one is definitely a 7. I'm just gonna say I felt it's a 6.9. I was bored to tears for like 7/8 of the episode. That's not cool. And it had all my favorite people. Amara and Crowley and Cass was back. But I don't know. It was just like this weird pacing, and I don't know. A lot of it just fell flat for me. So I'm just hoping next week is better. And I think it had to do with a lot of the disappointment from last week's episode as well. Like, it could have been so much better. And so I feel like they're just kind of on the decline until the mid-season finale. So yeah. Do you know where the title Our Little World is from?
No.
It's from the musical Into the Woods, which I believe Stephen Sondheim wrote.
Oh.
Into the Woods is great. The Broadway version, not the movie version. No offense if you like the movie version.
I've actually seen the movie version. I've never seen the Broadway version.
Yeah. Broadway musicals are just meant to be on Broadway in a small, intimate kind of enclosure for me. But I like that they try to make it for mass Hollywood appeal, because I feel like everybody should kind of be exposed to that. Theater is awesome, but yeah, sometimes...
My favorite musical is Rent. So.
Me too, and La Boheme, which is what it's based on. And I also love Les Mis and Annie. Yep. Which I should even admit to. I always like to say that I hate musicals, but I really don't. Cass actually did quote something attributed to Jesus this episode, which is Matthew 4:4. So yeah. When Castle says, well, man can't live on caviar alone, it's basically paraphrasing. It is written, man shall not live on bread alone, but every word that comes from the mouth of God. Oh, I can't believe that went over my head. Yeah. Anyway, what else? Already brought.
Oh yeah, you mentioned Game of Thrones.
Yes. Oh, and they said, and then when Cass asked him what he knows about the darkness, he said the band, and I just giggled. And they also brought up how Stella got her groove back. Oh yeah, Jared and Jensen went on Facebook live after watching the episode together. You can find it on YouTube. It is adorable. They were also at a con. AFK, I think, is what it was. So you should probably go to Tumblr if you have a Tumblr, because Tumblr always has the best con stuff for Supernatural. So yep, that's pretty much all that happened, and we're kind of done. So anything, let me check the email, and is there any other burning questions or trivia or next week's episode you want to talk about?
Nope.
Do you have any fanfic or fan art or anything of that nature?
This is actually the only week that I don't.
Oh.
Mom, I'll be ready in 5 minutes. Yeah, we're going out for sushi.
Okay.
Like, right.
So do your shameless plugs and we can get out of here.
On Tumblr, you can find me as Mythical Superpans. On Twitter, you can find me as queer_llamacorn. On Wattpad, you can find me as queen_of_squoos. And that is literally a combination of the word squirrel and moose. And on Instagram, you can find me as Ollie_Twitter_girl81.
Awesome. You guys can find me on Twitter at Lilith Hellfire. You can find me on Tumblr. It's lilithhellfire.tumblr.com. You can find the podcast on Twitter at The Winchester Report. Our email is thewinchesterreport@gmail.com. And we're on Facebook, of course, facebook.com/Winchester Report. So we look forward to hearing from you guys. And until next week, just pray Amara doesn't decide to eat us all.